Narumi is the daughter of Sakura and Naruto. She never knew her father, but grew up hearing all about him from her mother and their friends. She has everything she could ever want in her life. Her loving mother is the Hokage. She is graduating from the academy, and she has her own friends. She wants Naruto, and she may have found a way to bring him to the present day. Welcome to TH Stories 80. Now, let's begin to meet a hero. Chapter 1. Konoha, a month before the beginning of the Fourth Great Shinobi War. From the beginning of her academy days, Haruno Sakura loved Uchiha Sasuke with all her heart, mind, and soul. If asked now, she would admit she had been shallow back then. She loved him because he was broody and mysterious, for his onyx eyes and jet black hair. In truth, every girl in the academy had been obsessed with him, to the point where everything he did was swoon-worthy. "Sasuke-kun!" They would scream, some even fainting at the sight of him. Of course, Sasuke never returned the affections of any of the kunoichi in training, but that only made him more desirable to them. Sakura, however, believed she had the lead in winning his heart, so much so that she ended her friendship with her best friend Yamanaka Ino. If anyone asked her about it later in life, she would speak in a voice etched with regret and sorrow, calling herself a selfish, petty girl for cutting off her closest friend over something so trivial. But back then, Sakura loved Sasuke enough to be willing to leave Konoha with him, an act she would one day call foolish. She loved him enough to beg the boy she would later grow to love just as deeply. "Please bring Sasuke-kun back, Naruto," she had sobbed, tears cascading down her face. Years later, she would cringe at the memory of how she acted as a child. Still, the young Sakura's heart broke when she heard Sasuke had truly defected after a vicious battle against Naruto at the Valley of the End. Feeling weak and far behind Naruto, who had fought desperately to protect her, she resolved to change. She trained under the Kodame Hokage, Senju Tsunade, determined to grow stronger, physically, emotionally, and mentally. In time, she became a medic nin on par with Tsunade herself, strong, skilled, and beautiful. As the years passed after Sasuke's defection and following Naruto's return from training with the Toad Sage Jiraiya, Sakura began to see the orange-clad blonde differently. Uzumaki Naruto, the boy she had once dismissed as the dead last, the prank prince of Konoha, the reckless idiot, had grown into someone she relied on. Naruto never stopped asking her out, even when she turned him down, sometimes so loudly that nearby birds would scatter. Over time, especially after Sasuke's absence, she felt herself drawn to him. They became more than just teammates, they became best friends. And then, without realizing it, they became something more, not quite lovers, but deeply bonded. Naruto swore to bring Sasuke back. Sakura swore to fight alongside Naruto, especially after learning Akatsuki was collecting the tail beasts and that Naruto carried the QB. It didn't matter to her. Naruto was her special person, and she would protect him no matter what. Slowly, Naruto began to claim parts of her heart she had once reserved for Sasuke. Before she knew it, Sakura realized she loved two people. One was Sasuke, the last Uchiha and the traitor. The other was Naruto, the Kyuubi Jinchuriki, the hero of Konoha, the son of the Yondaime, Namikaze Minato. Years after Sasuke's defection, the Fourth Great Ninja War began. All five great nations united against the Akatsuki, now led by an Edo Tensei, Uchiha Madara, and Uchiha Obito. A month before the war officially started, and a week before Sakura and her medical team were set to head to the rear lines, Naruto was to be sent to Turtle Island to train with the Eight Tails Jinchuriki Killer Bee. The S-rank mission was designed to keep both out of the war, since they were Akatsuki's prime targets. But before Naruto left, something happened that split reality into what could have been and what was. Instead of simply saying goodbye to his best friend and crush, Naruto confessed his feelings to the pink-haired medic after a vivid, violent nightmare that chilled him to the bone. Sakura-chan, Naruto began that fateful day, shuffling his feet in the hallway outside her open door. I remember in the land of iron, under the samurai bridge. Uh-huh. Sakura stepped aside and motioned for him to come in. Naruto, I can't forget how much I hurt you that day. I apologize to everyone, but you know how much I regret it. And Naruto shook his head, cutting her off with what he said next. I don't think I'm coming back from this. Sakura saw the sorrow in his eyes. She slammed the door shut and strode toward him, placing her hands firmly on his shoulders. Don't you dare say that, she ordered, then gently pushed him back before pointing a finger at his chest. Don't you dare. You're coming back. We're going to bring Sasuke-kun home and... She hesitated, shaking her head, then found him staring at the floor, arms hanging limply. You're coming back. You'll be our Hokage. You'll have everyone. I just need you to acknowledge me, Sakura-chan, Naruto whispered. My dream is to become Hokage, but if I can't have that, then having you acknowledge me... What happened to the kid in the academy who shouted he was going to be Hokage? She asked softly, stepping closer and pressing her hands back on his shoulders. Naru, I had a dream last night. And... A dream? She asked, realizing this might be the cause of his trembling. It was so vivid, Naruto said, looking away. I don't know if we win the war, but I dreamt that Sasuke and I fought. It was so bad it changed the land around us, and it was a dream, Naruto, Sakura said gently. She could see he believed it, but whatever he saw had felt real. Dreams don't just... I saw you, he interrupted. His hand rose to cup her left cheek, his vision blurring with unshed tears. You are crying. I don't know why. Naruto, his thumb brushed her cheek, warm and careful. I think I was lying down, and you were crying. There was blood on your face and on your hands. Naruto stopped, her own eyes filled with tears at the seriousness in his gaze. You told me not to die, that you were going to... I said stop, she snapped, grabbing his hand from her cheek but holding it tightly. You're coming home to Konoha. You, me, and Sasuke-kun will come back and... Promise me one thing, he said, his voice heavy with sorrow that made her chest ache. If I don't... Damn it, Naruto! Sakura was angry now. This wasn't the Naruto she knew, the one who never gave up, who fought against impossible odds and came out on top. The Naruto in front of her sounded ready to accept death, as if everything he told Neji years ago during the Chunin exams had been a lie. She told him exactly that. I want my Naruto back. I don't recognize the one standing here, talking about something so ridiculous. If you ever cared about me, if you were ever my friend, Naruto said, stepping forward and placing his hands on either side of her head, fingers threading into her soft pink hair. Promise me something. If you ever saw me as more than a teammate. You're someone I care about, you dumbass, Sakura blurted, gripping his upper arms. Why do you think I'm so mad? The Naruto I know never gives up, never surrenders to fate. He inspires people to be more than they thought they could be. Where is that, Naruto? Naruto took a deep breath, then gave her one of his million Rio smiles. I'm right here, Sakura-chan. She knew it was fake. It never reached his eyes. Naruto, she whispered. The smile faded. His voice cracked as he said, I'll never break that promise, Sakura-chan. I'll get the Teme home to you. I know our fight. It'll be our ultimate jutsu against each other, and when our fists connect, we'll both know what's in the other's heart. I know I can change him, Sakura-chan. Naruto, but I have this bad feeling I won't be coming back. And Naruto shook his head when the pink-haired medic was about to interrupt him. Just listen. When Sakura nodded, Naruto took it as a signal to continue. And I swear to you, I will do everything to bring him back. But the dream I had was so real that he drew in a deep breath, steadied himself, and looked at her with a serious expression. You will have him back, Sakura-chan. Naruto, Sakura stared at the blonde, stunned. Swear to me that you will come back alive. No matter what happens, you will come back alive. Naruto pressed his lips together, meeting her jade eyes. He whispered, Will you forgive me if I don't? You're not going to die. Will you forgive me? Naruto asked again, his voice cracking. Sakura-chan, I will not say anything. Sakura yelled, shaking her head. She pulled away, tears streaming down her cheeks. Naruto looked away and wiped his eyes. Why are you... Damn it, Naruto, you're scaring me. And he was. Her heart was pounding as she glanced around her living room before locking her gaze back on him. You baka, stop scaring me, and... Sakura's voice broke off. She stopped retreating, but Naruto hadn't moved from his spot. She couldn't imagine her life without him. When she was a child, she wished he would go away. Now, she couldn't bear the thought of losing him. She needed Naruto. She needed Sasuke. She needed both of them. If... Naruto's voice pulled her from her thoughts. She wiped her eyes as he continued. If I don't come back alive, then... I want you to make a promise to me. Don't talk like that. Sakura strode forward, her footsteps thudding against the tile floor. I will make no promise to you because you are coming back. Do you understand me, Uzumaki Naruto? You are coming back. She lowered her arms, panting, while Naruto wiped his eyes again. You are coming back. Sasuke-kun is... Sakura-chan. Naruto stepped forward, then another step, and another. Her body trembled with a mix of anger and sorrow as she stared at him. He reached her, wrapped his arms around her back, and pulled her close. She clung to him, tears spilling as he whispered, If anything happens to me. She tightened her grip, but he continued, Even if you end up marrying Sasuke. Please stop, she whispered. I want you to become the best medic Konoha has ever seen, Sakura-chan. His heart raced as the dream replayed in his mind. Sakura screaming, desperately trying to heal the gaping wound in his chest. Her tears streaked through the blood on her cheeks. Her hands, stained crimson, trembled as she wiped her eyes and tried again to save him. Then darkness. He had woken up gasping, feeling for the hole that wasn't there. Naruto pulled back just enough for their noses to be inches apart. Surpass Granny, become the strongest kunoichi in the world. Sakura closed her eyes as he cupped her cheek and wiped her tears. In the dream, I don't know if Sasuke made it or not, but if he does, then you... Naruto inhaled deeply. No matter what, whether you marry the Teme or not, I want you to be the one to protect the village. Naruto? Your granny's apprentice, he said, seeing the stunned look in her eyes. If I don't make it, you have to step up and become Hokage. You're talking like a madman, Naruto. Is it as mad as saying that I still love you? He whispered. Sakura looked away, and no, I didn't make up the dream just to say that. I really mean it. She looked into his eyes and knew he meant it. He had meant it ever since they were children, back when he chased away bullies who teased her about her forehead. Memories rushed through her, their shared battles, their growth, their bond. The truth was, she didn't know what her future would be. As a child, she had only seen Sasuke in it. Sasuke had been her dream, marrying him, starting a family, becoming the Uchiha matriarch, basking in prestige. But years later, she found herself thinking about two men, two weddings, two families, one with Sasuke, one with Naruto. She didn't know what lay ahead, but she knew this. Naruto had never quit on her. He had always pushed her forward, even when he didn't realize it. And now he was here, holding her, talking about a dream where he died in her arms. He's talking about fighting Sasuke-kun, about dying in my arms, she thought. You just have a crush on me, Naruto, she whispered. It wasn't just a crush, he replied, holding her gaze. I loved you then and I love you now. Naruto, I'm leaving tomorrow for Lightning Country, and I know you love Sasuke and that Naruto, a lot has happened since that blubbering girl begged you to bring Sasuke back. Sakura said softly, I was wrong in the land of iron. I should have realized you wanted to bring him back because he's your best friend, because you care for him. I shouldn't have manipulated you by pretending I loved you, and you shouldn't do the same to me. If this is the last time we're alone like this, stop it, Naruto. If he pushed through before she could interrupt. If this really is the last time I see you before I fight Sasuke, can I kiss you? She froze, staring at him. He half expected steam to pour from her ears and a fist to send him flying. But she just stood there. Naruto's heart told him this might be his only chance. By the time the fight was over, he might not be alive to try again. He stepped forward and pressed his lips to hers. His heart pounded when Sakura's hand came up to his head. He thought she was going to push him away. Instead, her fingers threaded through his hair and she kissed him back. Uzumaki residence, 13 years later. And that, my dear girl, is how your papa and I had our first kiss. The pink-haired woman with the purple diamond on her forehead said as she sat in a chair, brushing the bright red hair of a 12-year-old girl with green eyes and 2 whisker marks on each cheek. And it's a story I've told you so many times before. You really like it, huh? Sakura, of course, never revealed to Narumi what happened after that kiss. Some memories were better left between her and Naruto, especially the ones that eventually led to Narumi's birth. She certainly didn't want to scar her daughter with details of that day. All she allowed herself to remember was that things had gotten uncontrollably spirited, resulting in Sakura's bed, followed by her couch, and then her coffee table breaking. Their emotions running high until they were both breathless with laughter and exhaustion. Yeah, let's keep all that away from her, Sakura thought, recalling the two of them lying on the kitchen floor, staring up at the ceiling as moonlight streamed in through the window. Naruto had turned his head toward her with a grin. I think our friendship's over, huh? Sakura laughed, and Naruto joined in a second later. When the laughter faded, she looked at him seriously. Promise me you'll come back. Promise me and I'll say yes to your request for a date. Sakura chuckled at the memory, then focused on the blushing face of the girl reflected in the mirror. So, is it Hinata and Kiba's boy? Mama, Narumi whispered. Mama, Narumi's blush deepened and she quickly looked away. Sakura smirked, scratching her chin with her free hand while the other kept brushing. Or could it be Ichi? Or maybe Metal? Or Shikadai? Or even Inojin? Mama! The girl yelled, mortified, as Sakura laughed. The laughter slowly faded. Sakura leaned forward and placed the brush on the dressing table. While her right hand set it down, her left rested on Narumi's shoulder, releasing a faint glow of healing chakra. Her eyes flicked to the side of Narumi's neck, where a seal briefly shimmered. Still intact. Good. Tonight, kiddo, she thought, you'll have to learn about that seal and why you need to master what's been locked away. With a smile, she spun Narumi around and looked at the girl who resembled her father so much. Sakura kissed her forehead. Naruto's going to be watching you, you know. I wish he was here, Tabasa. Narumi said softly, eyes downcast. Mama, you wish he was, I wish he was here with us every day, Sakura whispered. She lifted a finger under her daughter's chin and gently turned her face until their eyes met. Naruto was a baka, but he was a brave baka, a good man, the hero who stopped the war and saved the world from darkness. He was Konoha's light, never giving in to the hate that came from the life he endured. He gave everything he had so that we could live on. Iruka Sensei, Grandpa Kakashi, Granny Tsunade, Uncle Shikamaru. Narumi's gaze shifted to an old photo of Team 7 on the small table beside her bed. Naruto glaring at Sasuke. They all told me Papa would have been proud of me, proud of you, and... But that's not enough, Sakura said quietly. Outside, clear blue skies and warm sunlight poured into the bedroom. I wish he was here with us every day, you know? I know, Tabasa, Narumi replied, taking a deep breath. Yeah, the Tabasa is definitely genetic, Sakura thought with a mental groan. But today's graduation day, Narumi continued, and I wish he was here to see me. Sakura pulled her into a hug. I really wish he was here too. I know, Narumi whispered, nodding against her mother's shoulder. But you've made him proud, Tabasa. And you've made him proud too, Sakura said, pulling away. A touch of melancholy crossed her face as she recalled Naruto's own graduation day, how he failed to make 3 proper clones and didn't pass. She remembered walking away from the academy with her parents when she caught sight of Naruto sitting alone on the swing in the playground, looking utterly defeated. Back then, she thought he was a hopeless case and was relieved he hadn't graduated. And I was a fool. He became the ninja every boy and girl dreams of becoming today. Sakura smiled at Narumi. What's your ninja way? Have you thought about it? Same as Papa's, Narumi said with an exaggerated eye roll. Never give up. Sakura burst out laughing as Narumi gave a thumbs up in Lee's infamous good guy pose. The laughter left her red-faced as Narumi hopped off the chair onto the carpet of the home that once belonged to Naruto's parents, a house Tsunade had kept secret from Naruto to surprise him when he became a Chunin. Everyone had believed Naruto would play a crucial role in defeating Madara and Obito, and he did. Naruto and Sasuke had delivered the final blows, while Sakura had used her strength of 100 seal and Katsuyu to heal and sustain the entire battlefield. The house was completed by the end of the war, though the builders never knew who it was for. But it stood empty for months afterward. After all, Naruto and Sasuke had returned in body bags. A month later, Tsunade and Kakashi secured it with seals, even hiding weapons in strategic spots, preparing it for the last members of the Uzumaki clan, Uzumaki Sakura and Uzumaki Narumi. I sometimes feel him here, you know, Sakura said, still chuckling from Narumi's pose. This was Grandpa Minato and Granny Kushina's home, right? Narumi asked. Sakura nodded. Yosh! Sakura stretched her arms over her head and yawned. Let's go, kiddo, she said. Narumi nodded as Sakura walked her to her closet and took out a white and red robe. She slipped it on over her red and grey blouse trimmed with orange at the sleeves. On the back, the words Seventh Hokage stood out, a title Narumi took pride in, though Sakura only wore the hat for formal occasions. Ready? Sakura asked. Narumi nodded and took her mother's hand. As they left the bedroom, Narumi's eyes flicked toward her own room. She glanced at her bedside drawer and smiled faintly. It had been almost a month since she'd found the scroll in the public section of the Konoha library, an ancient, dust-covered scroll buried in a box of basic sealing texts. She was sure it had been misplaced. All her life, she'd heard about Naruto, but hearing stories was one thing. Meeting him, talking to him, hugging him, feeling his warmth was another. And according to the scroll, it was possible. Tonight, Papa, she thought, walking down the stairs with Sakura. I've calculated everything. I'll pull you out of the timeline right after you and Mom met and fell in love. We'll talk. You'll see Mom again, and I'll be happy. Mama will be happy too. I know she still cries at night for you. It'll only be for a few hours and the instructions say you won't remember anything after you go back. Maybe that can be changed? Outside, Anbu surrounded them as Sakura nodded. The five of them leapt toward the academy. All the while, Narumi silently counted down the hours until she would meet her father, and when Naruto would see Sakura again. To be continued.